Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to another rendition of SlamTube, I believe it is.
Yep.
James Phoenix.
Hi.
And this is Chriz, aka The Mole. And we're here to take a look at the greatest Royal Rumble.
Greatest.
Live. Although it's not when we're doing this, but live from Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
With the winner in 3 months' time actually going to Dubai to main event the greatest WrestleMania. So let's take a look at this pay-per-view.
That's what it should have been.
For the greatest Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yes.
Including greatest Money in the Bank.
Yeah, there you go.
Where when you cash in for a championship, you erase all the previous championship lineage. So all of them become you. So Jinder Mahal cashed in. 1997, the winner of the WWE title, Jinder Mahal. 1982, winner of the WWE title, Jinder Mahal. That's how that should go. Now,
Okay.
It's Saudi Arabia, and it's the greatest Royal Rumble,
Yes.
where the main event is Royal Rumble themed.
It is.
This was an event put on by Saudi Arabia because I believe the royal family over there are actually trying to westernize the country at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because they realize through various stuff like, oh, that oil's not going to keep paying for itself type stuff. So they realize eventually it's going to run out. They need to keep their country prosperous. That's why, like, they allowed the Emoji Movie in there.
Did they? Wow.
I believe that was one of the first movies ever broadcast there.
Wow.
I might be wrong on that, but still.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, the whole idea with that was, so they decided to hire WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd loved the entire pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the royal family who ordered this, who spent most of the time bored out their mind on the front row, looking away from the camera at all times and like being like, oh, okay, and being on their phones and shit. They looked completely ass bored.
Fair enough.
But the rest of the crowd loved it. Unfortunately, they were the front row, so it kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
The mood
Yeah.
just slightly, but it's fine.
Yep.
I believe my lovely assistant, James Phoenix, has put together a list, and that list is comprised chronologically of the matches that happened.
Sure. All right. So there were no matches on the pre-show, so we go right into the main program, and that opened up with the match of John Cena versus Triple H.
Yep.
Which surprisingly consisted almost exclusively of John Cena throwing moves and Triple H reversing them until he didn't reverse them anymore.
If I remember correctly, I might be horribly wrong. This fight consisted of John Cena sort of stumbling around until he got like a red hood go over his face. Then he turned the tables on Triple H, who started to run into the red thing at the end. But then through not wanting to fight and just sitting down in protest, the entire audience screamed out, "Let him live! Let him live!" And then a girl came out and hugged him. So it's possible I just watched that.
Nice.
Thank you. That's a reference you didn't expect.
No, it's not, but it worked.
It's awesome. But no, yeah, the Triple H John Cena match is the matchup of two people losing all the time to go against each other, and John Cena beats his streak
He does.
and manages to beat Triple H.
Yep.
I actually argued I thought Triple H should have won this.
Mm.
One of the not often do I say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like John Cena getting back his victory is a big pay-per-view story.
Mm-hmm.
You can build to him being on Raw, talk about, oh, I've lost, I've been in my head too much about this, and this. And then you can build up his redemption for him eventually overcoming, and it's a cool moment.
Yep.
Or you can not have him on TV ever since he lost to The Undertaker in like 2 minutes, and then just have him come out and beat Triple H.
Yep.
Which one will they do?
Questions.
Yeah. But the matchup itself was actually really good, and they were really into this match.
Yeah.
Like, the crowd loved this match.
They did. They liked the match. John Cena came out with an army of Saudi children in John Cena gear.
And Triple H came out, sat on his throne, and instantly got arrested by the royal family for impersonating a king.
Ah,
That didn't happen.
no.
But he did come out with Stephanie McMahon and a Burke. Oh, no, wait, it didn't happen.
No, that didn't happen either. No, she wasn't even allowed to be there.
Even Sledgehammer wasn't allowed to be there.
I know.
Because we've named her sister Sledge, therefore she's female. She wasn't allowed in the audience.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
But now, this match, like I said, the matchup was good. We're not going to be making too many references to the female stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we feel we should have mentioned it once. But to be fair, the country is starting to grow. And to be fair, you can't expect them to instantly have the same laws and stuff we do. It took us how many years to do it? Which means if they're just starting off now, we need to give them time to grow. If you try and rush it and force it too much, you're going to cause a civil war.
Yep.
But yes, John Cena v Triple H. Like I said, it was a really good match. I like this match.
It was, and it is worth noting that, like I said, they are. I believe the article I said that next month in June, women will be allowed to drive there. So, baby steps.
Yep.
I think the concern was also. I think the concern was also people. I think the concern was.
You wonder what I said? I said Uber's waiting for that sweet Saudi money.
Yes. Exactly. But yeah, I think people's concern was just that they felt that maybe WWE should have waited until they were a little farther along in their changing of their ways before they went in there, because they felt like it was kind of a slap to the face of the women's revolution.
I say it wasn't, because the women still got paid. They've done stuff in other countries. They're still going to be main eventing and stuff going forward.
Yeah, exactly.
What this did is they got like, what was it, like 200 million for going there?
Somewhere in that neighborhood, yeah.
Which some of that money went to the women.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's going to go to researching and training and building the future. The company would be too stupid not to do this, because at the end of the day, it's a business. Its main objective is to make money and please its shareholders.
Yep.
And I don't care what business you have. If you go into your shareholders and you say, oh, I had a chance to make $200 million worth of profit today. Really? Yeah, I said no, because ethics. They're going to say, get the fuck out.
Fair.
I mean, I still feel, and like I said, baby steps, they're helping them grow now. And the other aspect of this is going to help Saudi Arabia learn about WWE, maybe get into it, then they can launch the WWE network. The women there can then tune into the network and see the women's matches and be like, oh my God, this happened? Oh, and they could be inspired by it.
True. Maybe everybody will learn that Ultimate Warrior and Yokozuna are dead.
Even though that's the rumor has not been supported.
No, it has not.
We hear.
I don't think anybody's really that out of touch with the company that they're purportedly a fan of.
You know, I'll just say we here at the X do not condone believing in the actions of a rape apologist.
No,
aka
not at all.
Meltzer.
Yeah. Okay. Anywho. So after the match, John Cena gave a nice little speech about how grateful he was to have been part of the event and to be there, which was nice.
Then he started to go wave the US flag and do his salute while going, USA, USA. And then when they booed him and shouted Saudi Arabia because it's their country, Rusev was backstage and goes, yes, that's how that feels.
Nice.
That didn't happen.
No. But the second match that I did happen, and that was Cedric Alexander defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Kalisto of the Lucha House Party.
Yep. Usually the Cruiserweights are shit. 205 is not worth watching, but I'll say the match was good.
Yeah, the match is pretty good. The only thing that was a little bit was near the end there where he did that the Salida del Sol reverse to the lumbar check. It looked like Kalisto might have slipped his grip a little bit, but still very impressive reversal.
I'm going to say there was a lot of botches this night. That wasn't even the worst one.
No, not even close.
More on that in a sec.
Indeed, but yeah, Cedric retained his title, so that was cool.
But yeah, that was a pretty cool match.
Yep.
I'm glad we didn't have to cruise or wait to see that one.
I don't get it.
You see, cruiser is actually what you. No, that's not the pun.
No. Anyway, the third match of the night was I guess they're being called the Deleters of Worlds now. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy taking on The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, for the vacant Raw Tag Team Championship.
Yep.
And I feel like the result of this one was a little predetermined, given that The Bar aren't on Raw anymore.
Yeah, I figured that going in, but it's fine. People want to see the Deleters of Worlds win championships.
Yep.
I like the name, the Deleters of Worlds.
It's a good name.
I don't like the Woken gimmick. I think it's ass.
Okay.
But I like the idea of face Bray, and he's been kind of fun.
He has.
Like the other week on Raw when he hugged Jeff Hardy, and they had that moment as they talk. He's fun. Face Bray's fun. And he kind of needed something to refresh him.
Yeah.
Instead of coming out talking complete nonsense and talking about how he has plans for them, taking them to a pay-per-view and losing.
Yep.
So Deleters of the World picks up a victory.
They do in the new Raw Tag Champion, so that's cool. Good for them. Speaking of Hardys, we then followed up with Jeff Hardy defending the United States Championship against the former champion Jinder Mahal.
And this was the worst match.
Yeah.
Because either Jinder stood up too soon or Jeff missed. It looked like Jinder may have stood up too soon. Because at one point, Jinder stood up. Jeff does, hits behind him, and Jinder goes, and then falls over. You're like, what? The shockwave of this hurt you, made you knock over?
No, Jinder defended this on Twitter. He was playing possum.
No. This was a terrible, terrible bot.
Oops.
But Jeff Hardy picked up the victory.
He did, yeah. Jinder had a couple other botches over the course of the match, too. But that was the major one. I'll say
this one was one of those that wasn't quite predetermined.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I feel like because Miz was in the Intercontinental one later, they could have swapped belts.
Yeah, there was a possibility of the belt swapping back, so you weren't sure. It's like, okay, is Jinder going to win Jinder going to win the U.S. back and bring that to Raw, and then have Miz take the IC over to, or Joe for that matter, take the IC over to SmackDown.
Yep.
So it's definitely some. There was at least some possibilities. There was a chance of going either way.
But no, it did not.
It did not. The next match was the Bludgeon Brothers defending the SmackDown Tag Titles against the Usos.
This was what it was.
Yeah. I give credit, the Usos at least put up a fight for a while. It wasn't a complete squash.
No, it just wasn't entertaining that much because the Bludgeon Brothers just. But it was okay.
Yeah. I think the problem here is that, like, I understand they're going for the, okay, we're the big intimidating dudes who destroy people and don't talk much, but the problem is, we already know you two. You weren't gone that long for the repackage. We know who you are.
Yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, we're seeing. Yeah, funny. But yeah, like we're seeing two dudes that we kind of already know just show up in new masks and hammers, and it's like, with hammers, it's like, I feel like if you guys cut some promos to establish this new gimmick a little more, then that might get you over a little more.
And maybe shave.
Maybe that.
Only because their look still screams Wyatt family from that with their heads. They look like those create a superstar toys when you've built like, oh, look at these scary things, and you've still got the head of like Eric Rowan on top of it.
Right. So yeah, that happened, and the Bludgeon Brothers retained the titles. Which was fair enough. We then had a fatal four-way ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship with Seth Rollins defending against Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and The Miz.
I enjoyed this match.
It was a good match.
It wasn't as good as it could have been. It should have been. On paper, that sounds like it should have been amazing, but it wasn't.
No.
However, the ending was great.
Yeah, except for one part.
Which part?
Well, the ending was great where Seth springboarded off the rope onto the ladder and pulled the belt right out of Finn's hands.
Yeah.
The problem was, if you noticed, when he undid the belt smacked Finn in the face, and that's why his eye was bleeding.
I don't see a problem with that.
Oh, fair enough.
I tell you, it wasn't a massive cut. It wasn't like sort of severe, like it was going to put him out of action. And seeing blood at the end of a ladder match after that, it kind of made you go, "Ooh."
True, it was just unfortunate because then he came out on Raw the next night and his eye was all like black and blue, and he had to bandage and shit.
His eye was so black and blue. I thought it was SmackDown.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so Seth Rollins retained, so that was cool.
But I just like that ending where it's the quick, "Woo!" and yanks. Yeah, oh, that's funny. He stole it.
Yeah. And given how desperate and lost they've been without him, even though, they did walk out on it in a match, I feel like given this was cross-branded and we know they were there because they were in the Rumble, I feel like Miz should have brought the Miztourage with him for one final time.
They're going on their own now.
No, they're not. They're trying to go with anybody else.
They are, but they're trying to go with anyone else, but they're trying to go away from Miz. Like, they weren't even sad that when they were on their own. Like, nah, fuck him.
True. Fair enough. Yeah, the ladder match was good. And a prop to Samoa Joe for improvising when he had the Miz and the ladder that was in the corner that he was going to slam into fell over, so he just suplexed him out of the ladder on the ground instead. Mm-hmm. Good improvising there. Anyway, we followed this up for the singles match for the WWE Championship of AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Much better than the WrestleMania Snorefest.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to see the low blow again. I feel like they've ran that into the ground at this point. I don't care about it.
Yeah, kind of.
The first one, like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Then they did it like 50 more times since then. Like, oh.
Yeah. What do you think of Shinsuke's new theme music?
Yeah. Mm. They're doing it to try and make the crowd not chant along with his theme music.
Right, obviously.
Now, but it works. It sounds similar to his old one, but kind of cool.
Yeah. I like it.
He's still boring as fuck.
He is. And this match ended in a double count out when the two gentlemen beat each other up over the timekeeper's area until they got counted out.
Yep.
So AJ retained the title by default.
Default, the two sweetest words in the English language.
Yep. But don't worry, they have another match tomorrow night on Backlash.
Yep.
Yep. We then follow this up with the Clash of the Titans, the legendary icon, The Undertaker, taking on Rusev in a casket match.
On Rusev Day.
On Rusev Day of all days.
Yep. This match was pretty fun. It was longer than his match with Cena. Like, Rusev put more fight than Cena did, which is weird.
Yeah.
But Undertaker ended up putting both him and English into the casket. I want to say coffin, but into the casket and closing the lid.
Yep.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good showing, and they did a lot of good things, a lot of good back and forth stuff, and Aiden trying to get involved. It was an entertaining match. It did what it needed to do.
Yep.
And so that worked. I still would like to see Undertaker versus Jericho in a casket match at some point, though.
I don't at this point.
That's fair.
Only because when you saw him in the Royal Rumble, he would look fucking terrible.
Well, yeah, they probably didn't give him a lot of notice that they were going to invite him for this, and he's been on a rock tour. He hasn't exactly been in shape.
He's literally been wrestled not long ago in Japan, and yet somehow he looked really out of shape here.
Hmm.
And he's going back to Japan, like he's back there now, I think.
Yes, that I know. Fair enough.
You didn't even know Japan was a country.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Well, yeah, I did. That's where they get the that's where they get the clips of the bright colored suits for the Power Rangers.
Yeah, but you thought it was just a made-up thing. But yes.
But yes,
Jericho
anyway,
would
yes, we then follow this up with a steel cage match that featured Roman Reigns challenging the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar.
And it ended the way I was saying from the get-go when it was announced.
It did.
Spear out the cage.
Yep. And Brock got called the winner, despite, as everybody, including the announcers, immediately pointed out, Roman's feet hit the floor first.
Or did they? No, that's a genuine question. Go back and look at the footage.
Okay.
One of Reigns' foot, one of his one foot of Reigns is like that on the apron.
Oh.
And it's when Brock rolls off the cage and both his feet touch the floor.
Oh, okay.
So some fans are theorizing that Reigns actually didn't touch the floor first.
Interesting.
Others are saying yeah, he kind of did, and some people think he did, but it's like it could go either way. So I'm like, did he?
It's a good question.
This match was fun.
Yeah.
Wasn't as good as it wasn't as good as it should have been.
No.
But they've done this, and we'll see Brock again at SummerSlam or something.
Probably.
Where Reigns will mention, "Oh, but you didn't beat me. You cheated because your feet didn't touch the floor first." Blah blah blah, and get himself a new title match.
Probably.
Then, just like this, he'll complain that he got a title match.
Yep.
Because that makes us like him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it worked.
The logic made no sense. But yeah, it was a decent match.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And of course, because Brock's back hit the floor first, the referee was concerned for the safety of the competitors. Regardless of whose feet touched the floor first, Brock was declared the winner and retained the Universal title.
He did.
He did. And then we went to our main event match, which was the first ever 50-man Royal Rumble match, with the winner receiving a large trophy and a lime green title belt.
Better than the 40-man Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Better than this year's male's 30-man Royal Rumble as well.
Yeah.
Minus a couple of the surprises, it was still better.
I can agree with that.
So yeah, that happened.
It did.
And we had some returns. We had Ray.
Yep.
Jericho.
Yep.
Hornswoggle. And I think the rest were just NXT people, weren't they?
For the most part, yeah. The other big one was that random sumo guy.
Oh yeah. And fun fact.
Yep.
Multiple people advertised for this match, weren't there?
It's true.
Big Show, Kane, Sami Zayn.
Yep.
But apparently, some sites are saying Sami Zayn wasn't allowed access due to his race. Others are saying there's no evidence of this. Let's just leave it at that. So I'm not going to say it's a fact.
Yeah, and some are saying that WWE wouldn't bring it because of that. Others are saying that Sami Zayn voluntarily did not go because of that reason of his own accord. So one way or another.
Well, you did miss something in between this.
Oh, did I? What did I miss?
The promo between the Saudi Arabian trainees.
Oh yeah.
And Dafari, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, the Daivari brothers.
Where they got their ass kicked by them.
They did. They came out waving an Iranian flag, saying that real superstars come from the greatest country in the Middle East, Iran, and the Saudi Arabian trainees beat them up. Which
got major heat, and the crowd were loving it, including the first row who had looked bored before.
Mm-hmm.
They actually started to laugh at this one. They're like, "Oh!" And when he punches him in the face, he's gonna go, "Yes!" And they're laughing at it.
That's good. We should have got a little bit for Arya Daivari, who got death threats after this and had to issue an internet apology. Sucks to be them.
To be fair, lots of wrestlers get death threats.
That's true.
Roman Reigns has gotten loads, which he
I
shouldn't have gotten, because you can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill this guy just because I don't like watching that character." Fuck that shit.
No. That's like the dude who chucked a freaking Money in the Bank lunchbox and hit Roman in the back of the head with it.
It wasn't a lunchbox. It was a plastic toy Money
Oh,
in
it's a
Bank.
replica briefcase. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Still. But yeah, overall it was an entertaining Rumble. Daniel Bryan lasted most of the match, so that was kind of cool. But he didn't end up winning, and that was okay. It built up heat for Big Cass when he threw him out near the end.
Downside to this,
okay,
is people are wondering whether or not the stats are going to count to the Royal Rumble stats, or if the greatest Royal Rumble will become a separate thing.
That's a good question.
Only because if it does, Daniel Bryan's now beat Rey Mysterio's time.
Oh, interesting.
And a couple of other little records in there, but yeah.
Oh. Also, the Great Khali.
True. The only reason I say surprised is I thought he was advertised. He might not have been.
I remember that. Maybe he was. I didn't.
I thought he was advertised because he was pretty big over there.
Fair enough.
Obviously, he's massive in India, but I thought Saudi Arabia saw him as a big deal as well.
That's fair.
I'm not doing the racist thing of assuming, oh, because they're similar enough, they're big. No.
No. Also, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry was in the match.
In his pink salmon shirt.
Indeed.
It wasn't.
No.
But yeah, the matchup was cool. And the winner was Braun Strowman.
It was. He eliminated Big Cass last in order to win himself the first ever greatest Royal Rumble match.
Which gives him a trophy and a title.
Yes. Now, my question becomes, does he have to defend that title annually at the greatest Royal Rumble event?
I'm really not sure at this point because he didn't seem to wear it on Raw.
No, I didn't see it.
Therefore, I just assumed the winner gets the title to take home with him.
See, I thought they would run that. I thought it was kind of they were going to treat it like a thing where it was like the like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, where the winner always carries a trophy around and brags about being the winner of the Battle Royal. But the trophy, I figured the trophy from that was so huge that they gave him a belt instead, so he wouldn't have to lug the huge trophy around.
That's what I was thinking. I think he would at least wear the trophy to brag about it. But no.
No.
And it looked cool too.
It did. It was a nice trophy.
It actually was a really nice belt.
It was. The belt was nice too. Both of them. Alrighty.
And that ends the greatest Royal Rumble.
It does.
But then Goldberg came out and pointed at the greatest WrestleMania sign. and we all were like, oh god, Braun Strowman's going to challenge him. Apparently, yeah.
Okay.
Braun Strowman versus Goldberg at the greatest WrestleMania.
Fact.
Where apparently the greatest WrestleMania, this is the first ever one, and the plans currently, but they could change, are to have a superstar like Baron Corbin or Braun Strowman get a winning streak like The Undertaker's, so it's the greatest WrestleMania streak. Plans could change.
They could.
But no, like I said, overall, fun event. Some people were annoyed not enough changed hands, because the only belt that changed hands was like a vacant one.
Yeah, that's true.
However, I'm arguing a pay-per-view doesn't always need to have a new champion each month.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
Yep.
It was enjoyable, and it was a good little live thing, because I watched it live when it was on over here.
Nice.
Because it was literally on like 30 minutes after I got home from work.
That worked out.
So I got to watch the pre-show and then this.
Cool.
Slightly annoyed with the pre-show because there was no matches. No. I thought there would at least be something.
Yeah. But there was JR and King.
Yep. Also worth noting, one of these matches, I think it might be the trainees, will have been filmed earlier.
Ah.
Because according to what they were saying, they were taking a 15-minute break during the pay-per-view for prayer because of the time of the day it was on.
Right.
However, they said it wouldn't affect the audience abroad when they were watching it. So my guess is they had to have pre-taped something to insert during prayer time.
That would make sense.
And that seems like the most one to pre-show, to pre-do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Indeed. All right. So that was the greatest Royal Rumble. Are we doing a SlamTube for Backlash?
I thought we were.
Okay, then we'll do SlamTube for Backlash. We'll schedule and let you know, I guess.
Isn't it tomorrow?
Well, the pay-per-view is tomorrow. Oh, sorry. I forget. We do it right after the pay-per-view. Then, yeah, tomorrow after Backlash, there'll be a SlamTube for that. I forgot we always do it right after the pay-per-view. I'm getting myself mixed up with other things.
Fair enough. But yeah.
My bad. So yeah, stay tuned tomorrow for the Backlash for SlamTube. And then I think we had something scheduled for Friday. Was it God of War?
Yeah. But that's on another channel.
That's on the Gaming Zone, yeah.
Plus we're gonna plan out the rest of the month soon.
Yep, so there'll be more things forthcoming. I do know that, however, that a week from today you can see us joined by Rector Hammer to review the final Transformers movie, The Last Night, as of right now.
I don't know if that's even true.
That was the date you gave me.
I said maybe, and I was waiting to see because we hadn't done any scheduling yet.
Fair enough. Well, we'll schedule it and we'll let y'all know. Till then, this has been the Greatest Royal Rumble. Peace.